Hello everybody, I'm Jess Burton and this is MHTV's Headliner 2024 Fall Sports Preview Special, and I am out here at the only place to be for MHS Fall Sports outside MHS, right above the brand new turf at Piper Field, which looks incredible. I'm more excited than ever to call games this fall, and I know that the athletes from the football and soccer teams are ready to get the season going and dig their cleats into the new turf. Let's start today with the team that is practicing behind me, and that is the girls soccer team. They had a decent season last year, but at times they struggled to score. So this year the focus is on using their speed to get more shots on goal while standing strong on the back line in front of new goaltenders. Captains Ava Machado and Sophie Robinson, along with Coach Lisa Wales, are hoping that that leads to more goals and a deep tournament run.
Our team looks really strong. We just added a lot of new players to our varsity team, and I think everything's coming together really well, and we've had a really great preseason.
I think the team's going to be great. I feel that we will be really competitive. We have a really tough schedule. The NEC is a tough conference to play in, but I don't count us out of any games. I think we're going to be right there.
During the summer, we had captain's practices every weekend, and then we also had games throughout the week. We also had workouts every morning to make sure that everyone was staying healthy and preparing for the season. And it definitely helped to see all the new players and have everyone feel comfortable with the team. And it was just good practice throughout the summer.
Our captains have been great. Our captains are Ava Machado and Sophie Robinson. They did a tremendous job this summer. They're really great leaders. I think they're approachable, which is important. They do a good job representing the team if there's a concern or a question. And I'm really pleased with the leadership role they've taken so far this season.
I think being a captain means putting in 100% of the work all the time, always being an example, and making sure to talk to the whole team to make sure everyone feels included and is excited for the sport, because it is a very fun team. We also need to focus during practice, so making sure to combine both of those. One of our biggest struggles last year was scoring. We had a lot of trouble putting the ball in the net, and that's something we're definitely going to have to work on. We have a really fast team this year, and I think the scoring will come this season.
How's the offense look?
I think we look really good. We have a really strong top three. We have Sadie Halpern, who's returning, and then also Lucy Church, who's new on the team this year. Both are looking very strong. So I think we definitely need to work on taking a lot of shots throughout the games, and I think we're going to be really good at that this year with our strong strikers.
What's going to be the number one strength of the team?
Definitely our speed. We are very fast. We're very quick with the ball, and once we just grow our chemistry, I think the speed and our speed of play will be really important and very, very beneficial to our team.
Last year you had really good speed. Are you going to be a speedy team again?
Yeah, I mean, we returned Ava Machado and Sadie Halpern. They were part of the 4x4 indoor team that won the state championship this past winter. And then we have some other kids who are really fast too.
For our returners, Ainsley McDonald is our center back. She's very strong. She works with Ava Machado this year on defense, and I think the two of them are really going to help our defense this year. And then up top, Sadie Halpern and then also Sydney Ball, either playing in the middle or up top. All very strong players, and they've been doing really well this season already. So excited to see them play. You
mentioned the NEC is tough. Who's going to keep you from getting to the top?
Yeah, the NEC is really tough. So we open up with Masco. Masco lost last year in the quarterfinal of the Division II states in a penalty, a shootout. That was, I watched it, it really could have gone either way. So opening up with them, I'm actually really excited about. I feel like we could catch them on their heels a little bit, and if we want to be one of the best teams, we have to play the best teams.
Masco is our first game. It's going to be home, so I'm very excited. They're definitely a tough competition. But I'm excited for us to start off strong, go 100% into that game, and see what we can do against them.
Besides maybe 3 games, every game that we play will be competitive and will be hard, a hard game, which is, again, what we want. We want to play better teams. I think that serves you better along in the playoffs. I don't think you want to walk through a season.
Are you excited to play on the new turf?
Yes, very excited for the new turf. It's so nice already, and all the lines are so bright. It's amazing to play on. I love it.
The boys soccer team also struggled to score last year, averaging about a goal per game throughout the season. but their defense and their goalkeeping was and should still be top-notch. So the boys are looking to improve the offense, and after speaking with their captains, Rory Zampese, Colin White, and Quinn Fletcher, Elmer Magaña's squad looks like they have the mentality to get back to being an NEC powerhouse. Rory, how's the team look?
The team looks great this year. We've really worked hard in the off-season to build a group of dedicated individuals that are coming together and actually training with intensity every single day. So this is the best and most committed squad I've seen so far.
What are the expectations?
The expectation is to make playoffs, and hopefully from that, we can go far with it. That's all we want. We only lost about 3 seniors, so it's the same group as last year. The only thing that can change is the headspace and the mentality that we bring coming into the season, which we've already been working on, so I feel confident that we'll have a good year.
Excited to play on the new turf?
Yes, I'm really excited. I know Fun the Field worked really hard, and we're going to get the benefits of that.
Colin, what do you think is going to be a strength of the team?
I think a strength of the team is the amount of returners we have. We have around 20 returners to the team, so we definitely have a lot of depth. Players like Luke Miller or Mark Rosado, and some of the younger kids we have are people like Jared Halpern, Elon Drucker, Miles Fuentelatoto, and London McDonald. Being captain means a lot to me, being like one of the faces of the team.
Any individual goals for yourself this year?
I want to be a NEC All-Star this year. That's a big goal for me. But I'm mainly focused more on the team, just making sure we go far.
What do you think about the new turf?
Oh my God, I love it. It's so amazing.
A few years ago, my brother was a captain, and before that, my dad was a captain for this team. And I was hurt last season, so I didn't know if it was really in the cards. But being a captain is really awesome because you get to take a leadership role in our team.
And what have you all been doing as captains to prep the other guys to get ready?
So during the summer, we ran captain's practices on Fridays and Sundays, and we had pretty good turnout, especially from the younger group. So it's really great to get that next group of kids coming in to try and expand our team and better our team. But then also for our returning varsity players, we had a pretty good turnout. So it was working with that, and then we did some preseason training, which really helped us work on certain skills like moving the ball up the field, transitioning, and really working on our flaws that we kind of saw last year to kind of patch those holes for our season coming up.
What are some of those flaws that you hope to improve on this year?
So we had a little bit of trouble scoring last year. We had around 20 games and around 20 goals. So we definitely wanted to work on finishing in the last third. We did a good job in defending last year, but transitioning up the field between defense and midfield up to offense was a little bit weak. So working on that transition and then finishing in the final third is something that we worked on during the preseason.
We're very excited about the upcoming season. We have a lot of returners, and these returners, they have been with us throughout the playoffs in past years. And the lower classmen that are coming up are very talented. So we have great defense, great offensive players from all the grades. And we're very confident that we're going to have a really exciting season.
How have the captains been getting everybody ready to go?
These 3 captains, they're great leaders of men. Like Rory Zampese, he's been with us for the past 3 years. He's been a starter since freshman year. Colin White and Quinn Fletcher definitely, bring lots to the table. Colin White, he's a great defender, great back. Quinn Fletcher, he knows the games up and down. He's extremely smart when it comes to the strategies of the game.
And tell me a little bit about the schedule.
In our conference, we are always excited to play Masconomic. We have had great games throughout the years, close games indeed. A lot of those games were just decided just by 1 goal.
It's Drucker, ready to go. And he finishes. The goalie guessed wrong. Drucker buried it, corner pocket. 1-0 Magicians.
Also always looking forward playing our neighbors, Beverly. They're always tough. The Panthers always bring it. PVD is always skillful. But that's how you gotta do it nowadays with this new playoff setup. If you have a weak schedule, then you don't get rewarded when it comes to the rankings.
And what do you think about the new turf behind you?
It's a work of art. It's a work of art. It's a beauty.
Let's be honest, last year's football season was a forgettable one, but the team lost a ton of key players going into that 2023 season. This year, that's not the case. In fact, it's the complete opposite as the team returns almost everybody, including 28 seniors. The captains, all seniors, are eager to get going because they are not satisfied with how they played last year and they want revenge. The team scheduled games against almost everybody that they lost to last season to prove to themselves and to the state that they are back. Here are the 5 captains that will lead this team this season and Coach Rudloff on how they can return to a championship caliber program. And I also wanted their thoughts on a pretty special honor they get and a break from tradition for their Thanksgiving Day game.
I think the team's looking good. We definitely got a lot of potential this year. We got a bunch of younger kids that are stepping up, especially in the O-line. We got a solid amount of returning starters, both sides of the ball. I think we're definitely looking good right now. Still so much to improve, and we're not satisfied at all of where we are.
So what are the expectations?
Expectations are obviously work hard, get better every day, win the NEC. That's our expectation every year. Obviously make it to the greater goal all the way. This year, that's something that we really think we can do if we put the work in week to week. We know our team's got the potential to do that.
I think our line is going to be a really big strength. We have a lot of new kids. There's a whole lot of competition all over the place.
So you ready to battle in the trenches?
Yes, I definitely am. You know, we may not all be the biggest, but I think that if we really put in the work and really keep grinding together, really do everything right, we'll be able to get through. I've always wanted to be a captain since youth.
I started playing football my freshman year. I jumped into it. I saw what it looked like for the other captains to command the field, command their peers and their family on the field. And I fell in love with it as soon as I saw the people in front of me doing it. And I'm so honored and blessed to be able to have that privilege of commanding the field, commanding a family, and bringing everyone together on the field. We have the word family on the back of our shirts this year because it's truly a family and we truly love each other this year. So I think it's going to show on the field.
Colt, this team has a winning reputation over the past few years. You're going to be under center. How can you help the team get back to that?
I think I can help the team get back to that. I've really improved myself in the offseason, working with the receivers like Cam Quigley, Crew Monaco, Ryan Golden, Sam Thompson. Really been working hard with them all offseason. Those are just the starters to name a few. Owen Dulac, Braden Callahan. You know, there's a bunch of guys that have really been stepping it up, and I think that they will play a huge role in this year's offense. And with their improvement over this offseason, I think that we can really put some points on the board.
All right, Crew, what games on the schedule are you looking forward to the most?
Honestly, this year I think all the teams we lost to are the most important games. We play all of them again, excluding Shepherd's Hill, but week 1 definitely. Fenwick, want to beat them. King Philip, want to beat them. Then play North Andover, Peabody, teams we lost to last year. Definitely looking to play them again this year.
Do you consider it a tough schedule?
I do. I think it's a very tough schedule, but something we can definitely handle. We're up for the challenge this year. We have a team to do it, definitely, and I'm excited for the season. I am excited to play at Fenway Park. Obviously, the opportunity is amazing to play at Fenway Park. You'll never get that, so very excited for that.
Expectations really, we always start with to have a winning season, and then we go to win the league, then to make the playoffs, and then to win the Super Bowl. So, you don't want to start off by saying we'd like to win the Super Bowl and then be disappointed. But at the same time, that really is the goal every year. Last year we had a tough first 4 games. that right away stripped away some of those goals, but we still had, let's win the league, let's have a winning season.
What side of the ball do you think is going to be the team's strength, and where from the first few practices do you think there'll need to be improvement?
We had more players return on offense, Jess, and I would think that would be stronger for us. But at the same time, our defense looked very good yesterday. We have a lot of very aggressive kids willing to stick their nose in there. They just need to learn to play their position. So I'm curious myself. I'm not sure yet.
What do you think of the new turf?
Love it. Absolutely great. It's beautiful. They did a lot of different things besides just putting in the turf, fixing up the fence, putting in the trim around it. It's fantastic to think that we do this with private money. I think that blows people away, but we're not doing it from the school. We're not taking money from any other department. So we're very thankful.
Thankful with the turf, and unfortunately we won't be able to be here for Thanksgiving, but it's not necessarily unfortunate because you guys will be at Fenway. Tell me your thoughts about that.
I'm glad you asked the question. So we have a lot of panic in Marblehead. First of all, the Thanksgiving game is about the kids on this team, and this gives them an opportunity to have something special that they'll never get a chance to do. The other thing that Marbleheaders should know is that we did not give up a home game. We retained the home game the following year, so we will be home next year for Thanksgiving. It's just this year we get a chance to do something special.
We hope to catch up with the field hockey team in the coming weeks, but didn't get a chance to speak with them yet. So we'll move on to a team that also likes short grass and nicely landscaped areas, and that's the golf team. Over the past few years, the golf team has had consistent improvement, leading up to one of the best, if not the best, season in school history last fall, winning their second straight NEC title and the Division II North Championship. The team went 14-1 last year, but they are 0-1 this fall after dropping their first match to Masco, following my interviews with captains Marty Ryan, James Bickle, Jacob Hirschfield, and coach Bob Green. They all think they can repeat the success of last season, but they already have to shake off a loss, something they didn't have to do until late in the 2023 campaign. Marty, how's the team look?
I'd be lying to you if I said I don't see a lot of similarities in the team this year as last year. I think we're very strong throughout the whole team. We have a really good top five. Our coach likes to say our top five could play one spot at almost any school. So pretty pumped about that, but I think we're looking pretty good this year.
What are the expectations off such a good season last year?
Just to get right back to where we left off last year. I think we have another pretty good shot at making a run at states this year. Won the NEC, won the Northeast and sectionals last year, so hopefully, pick up where we left off.
What will it take from you guys as individual golfers to repeat that success?
I would say just play our game. Like I said before, we're such a strong team, top to bottom, and I think we're all capable of just going out and putting up a good fight every match. And if we just play our own games, we should be pretty successful.
James, what do you think is going to be a strength of the team, and where can there be improvement?
Strength of the team is definitely our depth. Really, all of our guys are really great golfers. I think our 5 and 6 average under 40 at tryouts, which I think is pretty unheard of. So I think the depth is definitely the strength of our team. For improvement, I'd say it's just individual stuff, like just fighting for every hole and stuff like that. But I think we're a really solid team.
What are the individual goals you've set for yourself this season?
Get as many points as possible, go as low as possible, and help the team out and win my matchups.
And who are some younger golfers that may have a breakout fall?
There's a lot of young guys this year. I know Tyler Forbes just came onto the team. He was playing football last year. He's a stud. Grayson Leventhal is also a stud. Will Macrina and Max King are also going to make some big improvements this year, so there's a lot of young talent.
What have the captains been doing to prepare for the season?
I think captains and everyone else has just been playing golf as much as possible, just trying to get as good as we can. And then for the team, just trying to get them together. We had team dinner, stuff like that, just make us close, and just go out and play golf.
What's it like playing at Tedesco?
It's awesome. It's great. It's definitely a privilege. Some courses, not as nice as here, and being able to get on here, play the top tier course is definitely a very big privilege.
Jacob, what's it mean to be a captain?
I've been on the team since freshman year, and seeing all the older guys being captains and showing leadership and good role modeling towards the younger kids, it shows me as a senior, and the other two with Marty and Bickle show us that we can show leadership, be role models to the younger guys, and prepare for the rest of the season.
What are some individual goals you've set for yourself this season?
Some individual goals, like Marty said, I just want to get right back to sectionals and states where it matters. This season, we're looking forward to every match that we come through, making sure that we're fighting for every point, like Bickle said, and making sure we're playing the best that we can play. I'm looking forward to every single match I get to play with my boys out here. And looking forward to Malden Catholic this Thursday. Austin Prep's going to be a strong team. And then another thought on my mind is winning that Tedesco Cup against Swampscott every year.
Looking pretty good. We just went through tryouts and a pretty good squad, I think. My expectation and my goal, and it's the team's goal, is to qualify for the playoffs and go as far as we can in the playoffs. Last year they had a real good focus on that, and we were 14-1 in the regular season. It lost to Gloucester. It was our only loss of the year. And it was at a good time. It was kind of a wake-up call. We'd had 4 or 5 matches that we won pretty handily, and I think everybody's getting pretty happy with themselves. And then Gloucester came down and beat us. And that was the only loss of the year we had. And then, of course, we won Division II North Sectional, and then finished 8th in the state. So, and they were focused on that, on the big picture all the time, but always just concentrating on the next match. So expectations, I expect that they'll go out there, act as professionals, approach it as professionals, and give it everything they have, and we'll see where it is. Obviously, who we play and how good they are has a lot to do with your success, but I think we're in pretty good shape.
The cross-country teams are usually running through the woods, but I caught up with them at the beach. The girls' team is led once again by superstar Mario Connell and fellow speedster Marin Potter, and they're coached by Will Herlihy. The team has big goals of an undefeated NEC season and hopes to make some noise at the divisional and state level as well. This team loves to run. They hope it translates to a lot of wins.
I think it's looking really good. We have a lot of new people this year, but we also have some strong returners, so I think it's going to be a good season.
Today we are down at Devereux. We did a hill workout on Brown Street on the Neck. It is one of the better hills in town because you can get a full quarter-mile repeat out of it. And then we wanted to come back to the beach and give everyone a chance to swim, enjoy the summer a little bit.
Some big goals that we have is going undefeated this year.
I'd love for us to take a run at going undefeated in the regular season, take a run at Peabody in the conference championship meet.
Some teams we're looking forward to racing are Peabody and Masco, and then definitely Danvers and Beverly, but we think Peabody is going to be a pretty tough competitor this year.
So over the summer, we've been holding captain's practices 6 days a week at 8 a.m. at Getchell's, and everyone's welcome to come. And it's not like we do workouts every day, like they can just run at their own pace, their own mileage and everything. We just want to prepare them for the season, build up a base to start working.
What being a captain means to me is being a role model for the team, and also trying to foster the feeling of community and family.
It means a lot to me personally because I like being a leader on the team, and I like to lead by example and make sure everyone feels included, make sure they have a spot, whether you're really good or still learning how to build up to running, building your base and everything. So I want to make sure everyone feels like they're included, and I want to make sure that me and Marin both want to make sure that they start to love the sport and feel included on the team.
There's nothing I can say to someone to get them to convince them to run cross country, but if you come to a captain's practice, the team sells itself.
The boys cross-country team has 2 returning captains, Nate Asa and Will Cerruti, who are looking to set a great example for the rest of the team and do some winning as well. Coach Brian Heenan has created an inclusive and winning culture that the team hopes to continue this year and beyond.
The team is looking really strong. We have a lot of really good new runners and a lot of returning runners that are shaping up to be hopefully the best in the conference. We're looking to hopefully win the conference meet this year. We've had a few close calls the last couple of years where we were really hopeful, but then it didn't end up going our way. But this year we're looking to definitely win the conference championship, and we're going for that divisional title and possibly all-state title as well.
We're going to be really, really strong this year. We have a really strong top 7, so these varsity meets, these championship meets are going to look really strong on our part.
It looks promising to achieve at least what last year's team did, if not go beyond.
Being a captain on the cross-country team is something I've always dreamed of. It's something I worked 4 years for.
Being a captain means leading by example and really being a good leader to the team.
Nate and Will have been phenomenal. Well, as far as I know, I can't work with them over the summer, but my wife, as she's leaving town to go to work every day, she'll come home and say, I saw a big group out running, and I know for a fact that's because of Nate and Will.
How does Coach Heenan keep the program so strong year after year?
Heenan is just so knowledgeable. I couldn't imagine a better coach to be with.
I have to tip my hat to the captains. Year after year, I'm just fortunate to have captains who are willing to do what Nate and Will did.
A race I'm looking forward to is definitely Clifford Relays. I think it's a really great race for the team, but it's really a great race for team bonding.
Let's go inside the field house now for the volleyball team. Last year's season was an uncharacteristic magician season under Coach Colleen Miller. The team never seemed to find a groove. They were disconnected on and off the court, and they ended the season with a losing record. After speaking to Coach Miller and this year's captains Mari Modronenska and Megan Parkman, the culture and the bond of the team already seems to be much stronger. The team seems dialed in and has a loaded NEC to compete with, but they seem excited to set it up, spike it down, and get some wins.
It's looking pretty good. We're definitely a little bit older than last year, but we're still a pretty young team. So I think that it's a really good season for us to be able to grow even more.
This team is young and really powerful. It's a dynamic group of kids. It's a different feel than we've had in years. And I'm just really excited for this group of kids this year.
Our goal is to have fun, but also to do better. Last year we had a little bit of an off season. We weren't ourselves. This year we're coming back stronger. We know we're gonna do better. Like, this is our game, we're gonna win, and we know how to do it.
What I love about this team is it's ever evolving. It's not just long-term goals, it's short-term goals.
This year, we're definitely going to work more on our offense, and I think just the community of the entire program as a whole. We want to keep everything very positive.
To be a captain this year, it means to pull everyone together, keep everyone focused on our goal and our end game.
Meg and Mari are just so consistent, and what I love about the two of them is they do as they do and don't just talk.
Mari and Eva are both returning players that we're going to be relying on heavily this year. They're both super strong players. They know this game well, and they can teach the younger players how to improve throughout the season.
All these girls are so close, and we're all like super close friends outside of volleyball. And I think being able to connect like that again on the court is super important. And we're getting better and better every day. Even since Monday, we've gotten so much better. Our communication has gotten better, and our rallies have gotten so good.
So NEC this year, I think we're definitely going to be competing hard. As I said to the kids, our first game is against Masco, and that can ultimately decide the NEC championship. We've got a couple teams, including ourselves, that I think are going to battle toe-and-toe throughout the year. And with the emphasis on every game is so important, it's going to be big for our kids to show up here.
I'm most looking forward to the Masco and Melrose games. I think they're our toughest games, but they're our best games because they're our most competitive, which means more fun, and I just can't wait.
This fall, MHTV will have live streams for games from both soccer programs, the field hockey team, the volleyball team, and of course, the Magicians football team. All brought to you by our community partner, National Brand Bank. And be sure to stay tuned at the end of each of our broadcasts for the Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game announcement. You'll be able to find live stream links for the games we are covering on all of our social media pages, including our MHTV Facebook page, the exciting and ever-growing Instagram page, MHTV Sports 1, and our MHTV Sports X page at Jess MHTV Sports. That'll wrap up MHTV's Headliner 2024 Fall Sports Preview. Be sure to get out here and support the teams. Come up here to Piper Field and admire the brand new turf and some of the other great additions. It's going to be a wonderful place to watch and broadcast the game from. I can't wait to get going, and I hope I see you all here. I'm Jess Burton, and I'll be back in studio next week with scores and stats from week 1 of the MHS fall season. I'll see you then.